So this is video 409, and as you can see, I'm taking it back to the original NES. So I hope y'all enjoy this little presentation. It's real late night. Don't worry about the time. So I'm gonna have this up by the morning. Um, Still trying to get to 1,000 videos, and then hopefully subscribers will start to grow too. I'm taking my shirt off, get comfortable, and the 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 gaming genre that I've been working on is beat 'em ups or brawlers. Now there's a couple on this SNES. Here go one right here. That's Double Dragon 2 and Double Dragon 1 that should be up here somewhere. There's a couple on here. I didn't see Kung Fu's not on this system though. So but I played Kung Fu earlier. Um, you know, I got other NES devices over here, so I was able to play a little bit of that. And I don't even see. I might have passed it already. Um, but you see a lot. There's a lot of side-scrolling platformers, um, side-scrolling. I see the game that I want to play, but here's the original Double Dragon right here, and you know, so forth and so on. But this is the game that I want to play for y'all a little bit. Riverside. This right here, and me and my son we played this for y'all together. So that's down there. One of my earlier videos. Like I said, I'm about to reach 400, and this is 409. I plan on doing at least 2 or 3 tomorrow. Well, today, which is Saturday. And you know, I get into the dates. And what's today's date? Might as well date stamp everything. The 27th. So September 27th is the date, and everything's good. I'm just, you know, playing the games a little bit. Oh, there we go. So normal. There it is. So this game is pretty much straightforward. I am going to share some. Let me get into what I'm going to share today. I'm going to share some African diaspora news channel. That's the Philip Scott show. I was just checking my thing. But they're closing in on 2 million subscribers. But it's a collective. Philip Scott is the main. He's the only male on the picture. So therein is where they probably going to get into trouble. But I'm not going to share him. I'm actually going to share Demetra K. It looks like she's at 27,000 subscribers, so she's doing pretty good. I mean, that 27,000, woo, that's a lot. You know, I'm trying to get to 100. So, you know, subscribe, like, share, you know. Right now I'm doing the thing, if you know, subscribe to my channel, I'm subscribing right back. I'm trying to get to 100. You know, and I do try to comment and share some of your stuff, you know, because that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to help build this, you know, black network, this foundational black American network. Do we get in trouble for saying that? Yeah, because, you know, that's just how the algorithm works. It's black is bad, white is good, and you know, we've been complaining about that for the longest time. As you can see the classic title here at the beginning here. And like I said, this is a standard beat 'em up. Here, go to my punch button. Okay, that's how I run. Okay. Just double tap. Oh, he blocked. What? Right? Yeah, this is what it's all about. What? Pick that up. Knock. What? How dare you pick that up, boo? What's wrong with y'all? Alright. Very violent game, right? But it relieves stress. This is what hip hop has always been about. Friends, how many of us have them? Like, that's what I need playing in the background right now. But yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to demo a little bit of this one. This is on the original 8-bit. How do I? Oh, now how do I? Oh, okay, I threw that. Okay, there it is. Okay. And now I picked it up so I can run a little bit. Oh, pick that up. What's wrong with you? Got that chain on him. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so that's the pause button. So, I mean, pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's an 8-bit game. I'm really like it's. I'm I'm slowing things down, right? This is for this. This my videos are mainly for, you know, demos and I do like to get into a talk, serious talks. That's why I've been sharing social studies, and that's what Demetrius going to talk about. Politics. We talk about religion here, and we talk about scientific methodology, ideologies, or concepts. Um, that's hip hop. You see, me and my son came together and to understand that hip hop is an American culture created by the children of the 1960 Civil Rights Movement. It's always been about community, consciousness, creativity, um, concepts. You know, all the alliterations is what my son, because hip hop is an alliteration, because both words begins with H, um, and therein is the poetry, and we're trying to get them to be haikus, right? They're like this is the next level. This is when you start taking it to another level, and we're working on the art of logical thinking, or the laws of reasoning. Like we done. I'm done arguing and debating with everybody. I'm just here to share some hip hop with y'all. Um, so I'm gonna share a little bit of black, media. I want y'all to check it out. Yeah, he's going to talk about the mayor of Chicago. Shout out to Chi Town. Um, some of my favorite rappers or hip hoppers. I don't like calling them rappers. They're hip hoppers. Some of my favorite hip hoppers are from Chicago. Common. He used to be called Common Sense, but Common. And Common had one of the greatest songs, was Asada, where he gave a tribute to Asada Shakur, who unfortunately passed earlier today or yesterday. So rest in peace to our godmother, Asada Shakur. We'll get more into her story and why she's important in all of our in hip hoppers' lives. Yes, she was the godmother of Tupac Shakur, and we're gonna rap more about that. Um, the other name, because we've been talking about femicide, and I mean, what was her name? What's her name again? Mahogany Jackson. But I really don't want to get into her story right now. It's a tragic story of 9 children in Birmingham, Alabama. Yes, is that where Mountain King was born? I think he was born there, and it's sad. It's a very 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 sad story, and I don't want to talk about it. Like Asada Shakur is she it's elderly. I don't know what year. We'll look all that information up as we continue these conversations. But these are the things that Professor Akil Parker, shout out to him. He calls it hystematics, where he's talking about the history and using mathematics. So we analyze dates, and Asada Shakur is one of the. I believe his daughter. He named his daughter Asada, and it's very, very important, and it's a part of our culture. But I'm not pointing any fingers to the other society that yes, what's his name, Clark, Charlie Clark, Charlie Kirk, and then the tragic situation that happened to him. But we're in a country right now where I'm not as me saying his name being a black man, and the system is supposed to block me, right, for talking bad about him. Like the only bad thing I said was I don't know who he is. I didn't know who he was. So as soon as I went to his page, it was all LGBTQ, and it's like I don't really mess with that. And then I apparently got in trouble for that. Like, so that's what I've been kind of frustrated with. And you see, as when I get frustrated, let me play a little bit of the game, you know. let me get this chain and start, pretend that this white character is black, and start whipping some white ass. Right? So I need help. I need mental help. I have mental health issues. No, I'm just letting off some of the stress right now. So cool game. This is one of the original. I forget the Japanese name. But it's a cool game because you can go into the stores and you can level up your characters by buying coffee, tea, cocoa, pancakes, and waffles. There it is. There it is. So I'm gonna go right into Demetra, and then I'm gonna come back with a 16-bit beat 'em up and close out because I already spent too much time. Check her whole video out. It's not that long. It's let me cut off the next gen music, and I hope y'all enjoy it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share.
Gary, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You said that's why he's got to go. Talking about Mayor Brandon Johnson. Okay, Sister Sunlight, how you doing, Brother Troy? Hope that you are doing well. Okay, I think that I've tap danced long enough, so let's go ahead and get into it for the sake of time. So as usual, I was on the internet, right? And I came across this video, and I'm like, now surely this cannot be a real video. And I searched high and low to kind of get where it came from, because it was kind of a secret, kind of, I don't know, not necessarily. So nevertheless, I found it on Facebook on Mayor Brandon Johnson's page. So the video I'm about to show you is he's at a Build Back Better type of deal. It's a development thing that they have there in Chicago, and he made this statement. Here we go.
Families apart. It's not the first time this country has done this. And this is why it's important that as black and brown folks, we stand together. Because I come from a lineage which this country ripped black mothers and black fathers away from black children to build this capitalistic society. And they're doing it again. As I've said before, this is not hyperbolic. There are those in this country who still believe that the Civil War went the wrong way. And I just want immigrant community, whether you're documented or not, that this country has done these type of acts before, and that there are people who understand that. And because we do understand that, it's why I'm able to stand so boldly and so firmly in opposition to what this government is doing. Ripping families apart while abdicating their responsibility to actually fix our broken immigration system.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it yourself. Let me go ahead and remove delusional Mayor Brandon Johnson there. So nevertheless, again, he was at the Build Better Together development project there in Chicago. This was last Friday. And along with that, they are building 100 miles of bikeways and things like that. And this particular project that he was speaking at is Casa Yucatan, which is a 98-unit affordable housing development in Chicago's Pilsen neighborhood, located at the 21st Place and Ashland Avenue. The 8-story building offers 1, 2, 3-bedroom units, along with amenities like bike storage, a courtyard, a multi-purpose room. The project was designed to provide sustainable generational housing stability for the community. Now, it comes out of a $1.2 billion Better Together fund, if you will. Now, of course, you guys know all that is going on in Chicago with the immigrants. Of course, Tom Homan, the border czar that was appointed under the Trump administration, when he first started to speak, he said he was going to Chicago first. Now, of course, we know that the Flip Chicago Red group, of course, y'all know Sister Jessica Jackson, Danny C., Mother Dortz, and a whole host of them. They're like, yo, we need something done about these illegal immigrants and stuff, because they, being Mayor Brandon Johnson and them, allowed them to go in there and they gave them all the resources, housing, food, money, you name it, right? They got it while they were thumbing their noses at the black residents there in Chicago. So yeah, Tom Holman was like, yeah, I'm stopping there first. Now, they didn't necessarily get there first, but it sounds like they're there now. Of course, last week we saw where there was a couple of people at a ICE detention facility trying to get up in there, and one woman got slammed on the ground, and a whole host of things. All right, so let's get back to this joker, Mayor Brandon Johnson. Y'all heard him. He compared illegal immigration to slavery, and he talked about himself and his lineage and this, that, and the other. He talked about how they are ripping families apart like they did during slavery. And even you heard him say, they're doing it again, right? And it's like, well, they're doing what again? Because first of all, our people did not volunteer to come over here, the ones that came over here and do any of that stuff we were forced to do, as far as picking cotton from sun up to sundown, having Massa hop up and down on us with his self, right? We didn't volunteer for any of that. I would imagine that most, if not all, of our people, if they had a chance to go back home or wherever they was, if they're indigenous to America, they would have been like, hey, peace, we out. We don't think we want to be picking your cotton or nursing your children or none of that other stuff. So how is it that Mayor Brandon Johnson can stand himself up there and make a comparison? So for anybody that may be confused, and they may say, well, wasn't it the same? No, it wasn't. So first off, black slaves were legally owned as property, bought, sold, and inherited. Ain't no illegal immigrant coming over here having that going on. None of them. And if they didn't know anything about slavery and they think that they are a slave, they need to do their research. Okay, the other thing is, they're not in lifelong bondage like our people were. They were enslaved for life, and status was passed to the children. Ain't nobody passing no illegal immigrants to the next generation. They could go. In fact, they're getting paid a lot of money to get on out of here if they want to. I think they're getting $1,000 to leave and a one-way plane ticket. Our ancestors didn't get that. When they were reluctantly freed off of those plantations, they left with just the clothes on their backs. They didn't get a satchel full of money or food or any of that other stuff, because Massa was salty that he was losing his product, right? Okay, now the other thing is systemic dehumanization. Slaves were stripped of their identity, their names, languages, and families. Who's stripping illegal immigrants of any of that? They know who they are. In fact, when they get in that one-way ticket, to go back wherever, they can go back somewhere. With hundreds of years of slavery, most slaves was like, well, where I'm gonna go? You took my identity, my name, my religion, my language, all of that. I'll be here. And, our ancestors were able to build, and of course, we know what happened with that, but nothing like that has happened to no illegal immigrants. So what is Mayor Brandon Johnson talking about? How dare he try to draw a correlation between what our ancestors went through and what the illegal immigrants are going through? Now, also, slaves had no legal protections. They could rather be beaten and, Massa doing what he wants to do, unalive with no consequences. If somebody does something like that to an illegal immigrant, somebody's gonna have to answer for it. If somebody, takes their life or anything like that, I'm sure somebody's gonna have to answer for it. Now, will they be found guilty? I don't know, but at least there will be a process, right? But when it was going on with slaves, wasn't nobody getting hauled into no courtroom for, taking from a slave woman what she wasn't trying to give, and the slave man too, and the babies and everybody else. Nobody was being held accountable for that. But again, there's Mayor Brandon Johnson saying, well, we're kind of the same. Did y'all heard him bring together that black and brown unity, nonsense? Then lastly, slavery was the foundation of the Southern economy and the broader U.S. wealth. Now, some people will argue, well, illegal immigrants, they work here and they pay taxes and all this other stuff. Whether that's true or not, they're not here legally. But our people didn't get nothing. Right? Although we built this country, they didn't get a paycheck at the end of the week. Hey, thank you so much for your service. You picked a lot of cotton. In fact, I'm going to give you a tip. We didn't get that. which is why we asked for reparations, right? And that we're still asking for, that our ancestors were supposed to get with that special field order number 15. Never happened, or it happened for like 5 minutes, but then it unhappened. So there he is again, saying that the illegal immigrants are like slaves. Oh, their experience is the same, and they're trying to bring it back. They're trying to make, snatching up families and stuff. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I said this before. If I knew I was somewhere and I ain't supposed to be there, and I'm hearing that they snatching people up, I'm gone.
There it is, right? Oh, so much emotion, so much drama. Right? What am I supposed to do? You know? Where do I begin? Where do we begin? What, where, why, or when? Will all be explained like instructions to a game. You see, I'm not insane. In fact, I'm kind of rational. When I be asking you, who is more dramatical? This one or that one? The white one or the black one? Pick the punk and I'll jump up to attack one. KRS One is just the guy to lead a crew. Right up to your face and dish you. Shout out to the teacher, right? Everybody see me on my last album cover. Something far from a lover beside my brother, SCOTT. I just laugh because no one can defeat me. Oh, that's my philosophy. Okay, I thought that was Stop the Violence. Stop the Violence is time and time again as I pick up the pen, as my thoughts emerge, these are those words. I glance at the paper to see what's going on. Someone's doing wrong. The story goes on. Mary Lou just had a baby, someone else decapitated. Or something like that. The stripes of the world got me so frustrated. I look, but it doesn't coincide with my books. Social studies do not speak about political crooks. It's just the presidents and all the money they spend, all the things they invent, and how the house is so immaculate. Right? So when Trump said, oh, Charlie Kirk, oh yeah, that was tragic. So we over here, we're going to fix the West Wing, and then the white bug gets fired from his sportsman. It don't matter what their names is. Jimmy Fallon or whoever. Like, and I know it's not Jimmy Fallon. Shout out to him though, right? Because it doesn't matter, right? It's y'all in positions to be the opposition, but you're not really the opposition, right? Foundation of Black Americans, we're the opposition. That's the problem, right? That's what we complaining about. I played a little bit of Battlestar. I mean, this is the original Battletoads. They got the battle. This is the one that I played a little bit of and died a couple times. I think Rival Turf is another side-scrolling. Yeah, that's another one. That's another side-scrolling. That's a straight fighter game right here. But these are by Jellicoe. Jellicoe, I guess it wasn't that popular to me in America. But the one that I wanted to, Brawl Brothers is the one that I wanted to play just a little bit, and then I'm going to play. I'm gonna play one more after this too, right? So how much time I got left? I already wasted too much time, right? I'm at 23. I'm good. I got 7 minutes to get it in, and if I play that long, I keep hitting the wrong button. I hate this controller. My son took the 8-bit dough, but I ain't mad at him. I love him. He's the best. Let's see here. Let's go with the Ninja. I think this is how it works. Took a picture of it. I don't even know how this works. And can't even get it to work. Oh, now it works, huh? So yeah, I mean, I wish I can deep dive into Brandon Johnson, but the amount of hypocrisy that's coming out of his mouth, and he's putting non-black people, Black Americans that he claims you notice he said lineage, That's the main thing that I want people to. Oh, let me see. Oh, wrong button. Okay, that was my special move. Okay, see now what's cool about this game is that it does the Batman crash. All right, bam, but it's the same side-scrolling beat 'em up, bang bang, smack, crash. Like, see all that's dope. That adds the Batman effect, like the original. That's what that Batman I played the other day should have had. But pretty much the same kind of thing. I get a health meter at the top. Yeah, I'm beating women up and everything too, and what I mean, don't be mad at me. Like I'm relieving my stress. Brandon Johnson, I'm going to whip that mayor's ass. like that's my goal. I hope he's the boss. You know what I mean? But this is a big ninja, ain't he? You don't see too many D ninjas. Diesel, a diesel ninja. Now that we, as hip hop, took the word ninja to mean, as a replacement for the dreaded N-word, and that is me teaching you how the culture changes. And Phil was talking about, and I was like, everybody's talking about Mary Johnson, that little skit right there, because I mean, the amount of hypocrisy. I want to really break it down for you, but not right now. I'm trying to be more like Zach Scott. Now Zach Scott is Zach Scott has like 5 million followers. I'm trying to get to 5 million. That's just for the these are the potentials, but I can't say that I'm black. That kills my my subscriber base, and who want to pay attention to me, and you don't like non-black kids and all that nonsense coming into play, and then they talking about I don't love Jesus. Like, come on now, I love the Messiah, right? The Messiah is the one that taught me love God, respect the Lord, you know what I mean, and seek wisdom. All right, cool. That's what I'm gonna do in life. So, all right, that's enough of this game. Okay, let me something. Let me show you this right here, because this is gonna be this right here is a new what's the name game? What is the name of it? See, now I forgot the name of the game. Let me look at it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm prepared, but I'm not prepared. I'm just trying to change the subject a little bit. Fire Emblem. So this is the new Fire Emblem game. It's on the phone. So I'm gonna play a little bit of that. Yes, it's an all white game, all white people game, but I like it. I think I'm gonna check it out. There's two versions. There's a Heroes, and this is the evil version. So it's something else that I'm going to share. I'm hoping my voice is coming through. Let me see here. I hope my voice is coming through, right? Oh yeah, my voice is coming through. My mic is on. I had to make sure. I wasn't sure if my mic was on or not. I'm sorry about that. Dead space. But y'all know I'm still. I get into editing my videos and all that good stuff at a later date. Because I did want to play one more game. I wish it could have been two, but it's good enough, right? So yeah, that's Fire Emblems. It's an evil game, but I'm gonna share more information on that soon. To be on the lookout for that. This right here is where we're gonna go next, and the final system. Yes. So all these systems are available with your Nintendo Switch account. So this is me just trying to demo some of the things that the old heads. You can play all the nostalgia. You can play NES, Super NES, and even your Genesis games. The number one side scroller for this beat 'em up side scroller is Streets of Rage. Did I pass it already? I'm trying to find it. Streets of Rage is on here. Shinobi is a kind of a beat 'em up. It's a side scroller, ninja kind of beat 'em up, but they did change them. you know, from the traditional sense like Kung Fu. His Shinobi is another, you know, but his Street Fighter 2, that's another side-scrolling beat 'em up. Um, and then that's when they started to mix them together as with other genres, right? Like the traditional Street Fighter game. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Um, I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh no, this is what I want to try. Comix Zone. So this game is not necessarily a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's kind of a fighter. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but it's a fighter across comic books or whatever. So it's a very unique game called Comix Zone. 1995 was the year it came out. Like I never had a Genesis when I was Super NES, so I would play. Shout out to my man Dust. I used to play his Genesis, and he'll come. Boy, actually I don't think we lived together when I finally got my Super NES. That's when I was living with my fraternity. Well, not my fraternity. I wasn't in the frat, but I lived with a Kappa and a Q. That shout out to Dr. Vert and my man Mike G's. You know, the Kappa and the Q, right? So, and I was more like that. You know, the nine frat dissing them. You know, quote unquote dissing them. Like, you know, if y'all wanted to step, we can step. I'll step too. Like and me, Mark, Al, whoever, we'll step. Like the movie, like Spike Lee's second movie, right? School Days. You know, I'm being a little facetious, but because my experience was more. Wow, this is kind of dramatic, right? My experience was more higher learning than Spike Lee's movie. So when I first started school, Spike Lee movie just came out, and then you know, we get, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, this game is like that. It's drawn into a comic book. So I got, you know, you punches all the traditional stuff, and then you can go from screen to screen, and he draws in the competition, the fight, and it's more kind of a quick, you know, Street Fighter battle or whatever, right? So, you know, you get your fight on. Very colorful game. Try to take a picture. So it's a cool game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I said enough. I'll talk more about Brandon Johnson in the next video and why he was dead wrong and what he said but I'm going to share. I rather the professional, so I'm going to share other people's views. I just wanted to get Dimitri in because I don't want to just share all men. I do want to get the female perspective too, which was a little more. Let me see. How do I? Oh, okay. I can go down too. Okay. And then punch the joints like that. Okay, that's dope. All right, cool. So that's it. Love God, our Father, art of time, hip hop, life, love one. That's God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy. Money is nothing more than that fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist, because it's hip hop that's the art of making the most out of life. We'll try to explain it as either, you know, sociology, economics, or whatever later at a later date. I just wanted to get y'all to see the different games that we play in the side scrolling beat 'em up. This was the Brawler week, unofficially, but you know, and I'll have one more. I'm gonna do another one today, later on today, when you put a Brawler and sum it up with all the different genres and how gaming really is like the ultimate art form right now. And hip hop is one of the genres of the gaming, and hip hop is the community consciousness and culture of creative people like myself. This has been another, I guess it's a masterpiece video, just to share with y'all some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because the goal, in the end, shout out to RZA and Rakim and all the great MCs, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to achieve freedom, justice, and equality. Peace and happiness to you all. 1. God is understood.